You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is James Morris. It's Tuesday morning. Larry Walters may be calling this morning. He calls on the fair tax, and he talks about how, 35 to 45% of my or your income goes away before you ever see it. Yeah, that's right. If you make just round things off, if you make $100 a week take home, when you take it home, the reality is you're only taking home $65 to $70 is all you're taking home. The other $30 to $40 goes away.
Well, I think it's a little higher than that. But anyway,
I'm
point
just trying,
being is you don't take it all home.
No, you don't take it all home. You really don't. And they say, and some people say, well, that's my savings account. I said, that's your savings account. Yeah, I give it to them, and every month, every year, when I do my taxes, I get that money back. I said, you get that money back interest-free. They normally take it, use it, and don't give you any interest on it.
Oh, well, that's probably not going to happen so much this year because of what the Affordable Care Act is, the effect of that coming down this year. You're going to have to claim, unless they change the rules here before the 15th of April, you're going to have to claim premiums that employers paid for your health insurance.
It is a sticky wicket. It really is. Well, one of the things but that's why he talks about the fair tax. But one of the things I want to talk about is you hear them advertise, even on talk radio, you hear them advertise everywhere about buy this insurance policy before your car tears up.
Oh, you mean the aftermarket
car insurance? Oh, my Lord have mercy. Yes, those things, they sound like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. I think one commercial, transmission overhaul, $4,000, engine replacement, $5,000. You go on and on. Man, they hit you. I'm sitting there going, wow, that sounds really good. I need to spend money to buy it. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Unless it has the name of the company that represents your car, like it's from Mercedes, or it's from Chevrolet, or it's from Toyota.
Chrysler used to sell some very good or extended warranties.
Extended
warranties. They're not aftermarket warranties.
Don't buy these aftermarket warranties.
This is an insurance product that is almost as worthless as the paper it's written on.
It's worthless as tits on a boar hog, as they say in the South, because they do absolutely nothing other than take your money. And if they do decide they're going to do something for you, if you're lucky, they'll pay half. If you're lucky. If you're not lucky, they won't pay half. Give you an example. I don't know I'm not going to mention the name of the company. My wife has said we've done work for them before and they weren't this bad. But here we have a customer that comes in. He has a rear end that's screaming. It's got bad carrier bearings in it and it needs to be fixed. Nope, they're not going to cover it because it hasn't completely failed. The car is still able to be moved. Excuse me, you're saying, well, cars with bad brakes, but that's a maintenance item. We don't cover brakes. Well, this is not a maintenance item. This has to do because a bearing has failed. Doesn't matter. We're not going to cover it. Okay,
because
fine.
the car still moves.
The car still moves. We only cover complete failures. Okay, fine. So the car gets towed in, so the customer comes to pick the car up and they say, oh, by the way, I don't know if you drove the car or not, but I think I got something wrong with my transmission. I said, well, we didn't drive the car because you had a noise in the rear end. You came in here with that noise, and we stopped, and we said, we're not going to drive it till we find out. We went for a drive with the customer, verified the noise in the rear end is still noisy, and when they hit third gear, there's no third gear. It's a flare. It's complete, like third gear gone, not there. No, you got first, second, third gear gone, fourth gear, then overdrive. And that's a direct drive clutch pack failure. The seals in the clutch pack have gone in direct drive. And we call the insurance company up and say, okay, the customer now showed us another claim that we have a problem with the direct drive clutch pack. We have no third gear. We don't cover that. What do you mean you don't cover that? The car is still able to move, isn't it? Yeah, but there's no third gear. Doesn't matter. We're not going to cover it. Let me guess. So what do y'all cover? We only cover catastrophic failures. If it don't move, we'll cover it. Lord have mercy.
And then you have to remember they won't cover anything that's rubber. They won't cover anything that's fluid.
They won't cover wiper blades. They won't cover brakes. They won't cover any fluids. They won't cover state tax.
Even if they do, and they don't pay the sales tax. So customers responsible for that. They don't pay for diagnostics.
Nope.
So, their answer was, well, drop the pin, tear it apart, take it out, whatever you got to do. Tell us, It's like, no, the customer's doesn't need to authorize us to tear down something that is quite obvious what the problem is.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is to me, if you buy these policies, you'd be better off taking the money. I think what are these policies running, Anna Marie? $3,000 to $4,000.
$3,000, yeah.
Yeah, take this money, put it in an interest-bearing account, a CD. I don't care what you put it in. Put it into a checking account. Do that. If you'll put that money that you're going to spend to them, I think there's $3,000 or whatever it is, you make monthly payments for the rest of your life for them. Take that money and make monthly payments into an emergency repair fund, and I guarantee you'll have enough money to take care of your vehicle when something fails.
What's so interesting now about these policies is they're actually rolling the premium into the
car
monthly
payment.
car payment.
Yes,
so
they
it's
are.
only, $30 a month. That's $1 a day. Look at what you're saving.
You're not saving anything. Matter of fact, if anything, you're getting a false. It's kind of like the Affordable Care Act. You feel like you got something and you got nothing. That's exactly what it is. Like the Affordable Care Act, I thought I had insurance. I really don't have insurance. If I go to the doctor, I have to pay for it completely out of my pocket, all the way up to $6,000.
$7,250.
I apologize. It's gone up. $7,250. So what's the purpose of having insurance to be able to go to the doctor? What's the purpose of having this insurance to take care of your car if you lose a transmission or you lose a rear end or you have a problem? They're not going to cover it. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your money with the Affordable Care Act, especially if you can. I'll be honest with you. I got people out there I know that don't have jobs, that won't work, perfectly capable of working. I've talked to them. I got a bad back, or I got post-traumatic stress syndrome, or I just don't feel good. They've got a dozen different reasons why they can't work, but their insurance is free. I'm like going, what? Yeah, I had to have a hip replacement. How much that cost you? Nothing. It was free. I can't even afford to go get preventive maintenance checkups on me because it comes out of my pocket. An endoscopy or colonoscopy is going to run me $3,000 to $5,000, if I'm not mistaken. And my wife said that's one thing that's covered. She tells me that every time. But the point I'm trying to say is, it's on insurance companies. Be careful what you're getting, especially when it comes to car repair. You're not getting what you. I think we've only had one company, Geico. I'll mention that name. Geico had a extended warranty, and I have never had a problem with their extended warranties on work. If there's a problem with the car or whatever, I explain to them what the problem is. They take care of it. Same thing. I'm also an insurance adjuster for Florida Independent Adjusters, and what I do is I go by and look at cars that for insurance companies, such as this company right here. They hire me to go out and look at the car and find out what's wrong with it. I would write the car up, have no third gear, needs to be tore down, have it repaired. It's internal failure is what it is. That means the transmission's got to come out. And in today's cars, you don't rebuild transmissions anymore. You just replace them. The reason is because they're so critical. There's so many updates, so much electrical in it, and it's so precise on there. One grain of sand will mess up your whole day. You pull this car transmission in and out. So what we do now is we buy factory rebuilt units on the shelf that have already been put on a dyno, been tested, been working like they're supposed to. They give a 3-year, 100,000. Is it unlimited miles or 100,000 mile warranty?
It depends on which company we get
Well,
it from.
anyway.
Yeah, it can be 100,000 to unlimited.
Yeah, whatever the case may be. But if you've taken that money that they charge you for this and made those same deposits or monthly deposits into a separate account, you could pick and choose what you want to do. Most people don't. Here's 2 things I see people don't do that they should be doing when they buy a car. First, if it's a used car, get it checked out.
Even
Please.
if it's a certified used car,
certified.
a 2 or 3 year old car, even then, because that's the most important time before it's out of the manufacturer's warranty. So that if there is a problem, before you make the deal, you can say, hey, listen, this is the problem that needs to be handled under warranty or recall.
Well, we see it all the time. We have people that come in here, car has 34,000, 35,000, got 1,000 miles left on the warranty. It's been pre-certified, been checked over, respected, detected, everything perfect on it, they say. They bring it to me, I find oil leaks. I find reprogramming. I find hidden codes that are fixing to pop because someone cleared the codes and the system readiness monitors haven't run on the EVAP system. I find all these things out. I bring it to the customer's attention. He goes, I had no idea. And I said, well, these things are minor problems if you get them to take care of it, or at least put in the contract that when you buy the car, these things are covered. If the light does come back on for the EVAP system, which is a very hard one to find, and they'll clear the codes on these things, keep it either completely full of gas or almost out of gas so it won't run that test. And so you'll buy the car, fill it up with gas, and the next day you got to check engine light. I don't know how many times I hear that same scenario. I drove the car for a day and a half before I bought it, and and then I bought it. Filled it up with gas, and now I got the light on. Well, what is it? Well, it's EVAP problem. I ran a code on it. We found it. All those things can be found out before you purchase the vehicle. Please spend the money to have a diagnostic drivability shop look at your vehicle, especially if it's a used one, before you purchase it. Yes, you're going to have to pay for it. They're not going to do it for free. You get what you pay for.
This is something that takes a couple hours
it takes
at least.
Oh, I got shops out there, and I if they want to do it, that's fine. We do pre-buy checkups for free. What are they going to do? What are they actually doing? They walk around the tire, kick the tires, check the oil, check the filter.
Well, probably a safety inspection.
A safety
would be
inspection.
A good, yeah.
Now, one thing I have found out, you really can't do that. In order to do one correctly, it starts with a Carfax. That's the first thing. That's the first thing we do. We get one that someone wants to buy. We look at a Carfax, see the history of repairs, what's been going on with it, what's happened to it. We start that. That's part of our service. And then we start looking, are there reprogrammings on it? Yes or no? Has the system readiness monitors been run? Yes or no? If they haven't been, why not? That means someone's cleared the codes trying to hide something. So we find out what has not cleared. We make a note. EVAP system hasn't run. Secondary air has not run. Neither has O2. Neither has EGR. If they haven't run all those tests, I just about guarantee you someone's cleared the code and there's a light fixing to come back on, and you're going to be stuck with the bill. Because when you buy it, you check a little box that says as is. When you buy it as is in the state of Florida, that's exactly what it means. You have no recourse, no buyer's remorse, no nothing, because you willingly check that box, I'm buying as is. So there's no warranty written or implied. So my advice is, before you buy a car, before you check as is, before you sign that check, before you bring that money order, whatever you need to do, you need to have it looked at by a professional shop. Expect to pay between 1 to 2 hours to get it looked at correctly. Shops that are doing it for nothing, fine, take it there, but you get what you pay for. Remember that. If they're doing it for nothing and they say, oh yeah, it looks like a great car, then 3 weeks later you bring the car back in with a bad transmission or a bad rear end, and you say, I thought you said everything was fine. Well, I guess we just missed that. No skin off their nose. Matter of fact, that's one of the reasons we charge for what we do, is because we know once we find out all the things that's wrong with the car, 2 things are going to happen. One, you're going to take it back and have them fix it to purchase the car. And that's great. We won't get that work anyway. Or you won't buy the car. Those are the 2 things we see that happen. Very rarely will someone buy a car, we tell them what's wrong with it, buy that car, and then have us fix it without the people they're purchasing it from, or the manufacturer, or whoever it is repairing the car. Very rarely does that happen. So that's why we charge between 1 to 2 hours to look at a car. If you do that, it's money in the bank. The minimum you're going to get back is what you paid to have the car checked over before you purchase it. Say they charge 2 hours labor to look at the car. You say, look, I got the car, it's in great shape, I want to buy it, can you take the $200 off or whatever? Sure, there won't be any problems with it normally. But you might want to find that out before you go take the car out. But you'd be surprised how many times we see people buy cars and they're just amazed at all the things that need to be done, from fluids down to brakes down to batteries. People can't understand that batteries don't last very long. 2 to 3 years is all you're going to get. So if you got a car that's 3 years old, be prepared to at least put a battery in it and change all the fluids. This is James Morris. We'll be back in a minute after commercial messages. So if you got a car question, give us a call at 850-763-0555 and let us know how you feel about insurance companies, or let us know how they've treated you. Maybe they've done you right, maybe they've done you wrong. But things have changed over the last few years and they seem to be getting worse. This is James Morris. We'll be right back.
James Auto Center, we fix it right.